away from the top of the order. Best of luck to those riders in their final attempts at our 5-star class. The winning round is brought to you by Sir Davis.
Well, a very good morning to you and welcome to the final day of action from Santa Anita Park. We are here this morning for the $40,000 Sir Davis winning round. Always very exciting competition. Remember, the format of this one is that we don't just have to take the clears through to the next round. It is a portion of the class, so it is 25%, so 8 will go through out of our 32 starters, unless we have more clears than 8, in which case all the clears will go forward to the next round. Richard Vogel kicks things off for us with Fenjo van Het Keizersbos. Richard sits 7th in the world rankings at the moment and has had an incredible run recently, winning those World Cup legs in Europe, in Lyon and in Stuttgart. Hasn't quite had such a successful week here this week. No particular top placings to report for him. Of course, last night we brought you the FEI Jumping World Cup leg, which was won by Carl Cook with his Olympic ride Caracol de la Roque. That is available for you to watch on demand on FEI TV, should you wish to do so. But Richard bidding for a more successful result today. Well, Richard Vogel there stops the clock in a time of 66.49, well inside that time allowed, but 8 penalties for Richard Vogel. Moving on was then to Tiffany Foster now with Battle Cry. Tiffany Foster, yes, your second starter. She, of course, rides for Canada. She's the second most highly ranked female rider in the world, and she sits at 24th. She was second in the World Cup leg at Toronto with Electrique. She also won the Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix of Ottawa with Electrique as well. Battle Cry, though, is her ride here today, owned by Tiffany together with Artisan Farms and Kent Farrington. Comes down there at fence 4. It's quite a long run over from fence 3 down the arena. But safely through that triple combination. Another related line here, 7, 8 to 9. Goes the 8 from 7 to 8. And then that shorter distance, 8 to 9. Also coming home then on the 8 for this time Tiffany Foster for Canada. She's considerably slower than Richard Vogel as well, and therefore goes into second place. Move on to the first competitor for the USA now then. It's Savannah Jenkins with Brazil de Carnival Santa Rosa. This horse is a 13-year-old gelding. And at this stage, the best result we have had so far is 8. So Savannah just needs to be better than that in order to take the lead. But we're looking ideally for clears and the top 8 placed competitors to go through to that shortened jump-off style course. She placed second in a 2-star Grand Prix at WEC in the summer with this horse and continues that good run here once again. This course has really suited this particular horse and she comes home clear into the lead. Well, Bruno Diniz das Neves comes forward for Portugal now, riding Gucci Mustard. Bruno usually a very consistent rider, but hasn't quite had the week he would have wanted so far. Good over these first couple. Gucci Mustard, a 13-year-old gelding who's at the top of Bruno's string. He's had some solid performances in Canada earlier in the year. Sadly, just gets slightly deep off the turn into that oxer, but really agile through the triple combination. You had plenty of top 10 finishes with this ride as well in San Juan Capistrano in the early part of the year, and won a class at Thermal at the Desert International Horse Park as well. Last season they had some good finishes in the World Cup legs, but Gucci Mustard there just feeling not quite on the right approach to that Longines upright at 9. Comes up quickly after the oxer at 8. Well, he opts not to complete that final fence with a few down, and now the time ticking up. Bruno Diniz das Neves opts to retire. Laura Heiter comes next with HHS Fast Forward, horse who is out of a mare by Cavalier Royale, riding once again for the USA. Well, once again, 5 is influential coming off that turn, and they're anticipating these 2 uprights into the triple combination. Again, doesn't quite get the width that she needs coming out of that combination, so we're on to the 8 now. Well, Laura Heiter there comes home with some time penalties to add as well. That time allowed, remember, is 74 seconds, and so 10 is her total score to slot into 4th place.
Let's go back to Canada. Welcome Braden James for the Stump Lake Ranch Cattle Company. Showing up Calgary, Alberta. Here it's Commodore. Next to show. Commodore's an 11-year-old Holsteiner, Bob Connor out of Aquila de Ravel. Braden James with 50 international wins and over 460 international starts. Take the field now with Commodore. With the joint Samantha Jenkins is the only clear so far. Our $4,000 winning round competition sponsored by Sir Davis Whiskey.
The next starter in this Sir Davis winning round competition will be Braden James. We return to another Canadian competitor. Braden had a good win in the LA National Week last week. Of course, Split Rock Jumping Tour have put on 2 weeks of competition here at Santa Anita Park. Braden steps up into these international classes, the FEI competitions. Braden James's ride is Commodore. He aims this horse a lot at the 2-star Grand Prix. And there we have fence down at 11A. As we head down that quite technical line towards the end of the course, he comes home with 4. It's over to Michelle Parker now with Easy Does It. Well, Michelle very focused on this course. It's unfortunate to just be working on the 4. She's got quite a good pace up as well. Has to work hard into the double. And sadly, the B element comes down with Easy Does It. But this horse hasn't had too many FEI starts, and just 2 fences down is a perfectly respectable score. It's been the most common score so far of the competition, as we only have 1 clear. And Michelle Parker is home and dry. Nicole Walker comes up next. Nicole with this very reliable ride, Panther JVH, a 9-year-old stallion. He's had plenty of good results with this horse across the United States this year. Really solid at Traverse City. And sadly though, just fence 4 before heading now around the turn goes for her. She did really well in the Brickenden Trophy in Toronto at the Royal Winter Fair as well, finishing 6th. And 3rd place in the Lugano 3-Star Grand Prix in Lexington just last month as well. So lots of solid results for this combination already this year. But with only 1 clear and 1 4 faulting round, if she can stay on the 4, that could put her in a really strong position. Remember, it's the top 8 that go through. She was actually in the top 10 in her last 4 classes prior to coming here this week. And could be in for replicating another top 10 finish. It's 4 on the board for Nicole Walker and Panther JVH, and she is into 3rd. Well, Cian O'Connor comes forward with Belvedere for Ireland. This one's an 8-year-old gelding. Cian finished on the podium 3rd in the World Cup class last night. That was with another fairly new ride, actually Ironman. He was certainly excited about the prospect of that ride, having finished 3rd in a very tricky class. He took on the ride on Belvedere just in October of this year. They've had top 10 finishes in Veja de la Frontera and Valencia so far. But this horse has actually jumped exclusively clear rounds with Cian in their FEI career together so far. He's only picked up a couple of time penalties in their first class that they jumped together, but other than that, they have been clear or double clear everywhere. Coming home clear now towards this final fence. And a masterful performance, as ever, from Cian O'Connor to secure the 2nd clear of the morning. He joins Savannah Jenkins in the ranks of those clear rounds. Alessandra Volpi now steps into view for the USA. Her mount this morning is called Glamour. Alessandra ranks 19th in the world's list of under 25 riders. She's contested a few World Cup legs, was 21st in Washington with her other ride, Gypsy Love. But Glamour is a 13-year-old mare by Numero Uno. And she's had several podium finishes with this horse. Actually placed 3rd in the 5-star winning round class at Toronto, the Major League show there. Won a 3-star competition in Dinard as well with this ride. Well, she's coming home very, very quickly here. Extremely fast time of 66.41. Quite a strategic decision there. She's by far the fastest for falter, and that puts her into third place. She's all too aware that the top 8 come back. So with 2 clears only so far, a fast 4 is a very valuable place to be. We have had 10 starts, 2 clears, 2 4s, 3 8 faulting rounds, and a 10. Out of that list, Bruno Diniz-Stasnev is of course retired. We go to Monaco now to Anastasia Nielsen with My Bravo Boy PS. Ten-year-old stallion here, owned by Nista AG. Anastasia, another rider on that under 25 world's best list. She sits 46th in that ranking. Long-term partner for Anastasia. She's contested this horse in a number of under 25 competitions, including the Youth Nations Cup final. Has primarily been competing around Europe. Unfortunately there the distance comes up short to fence 9. It's caught out quite a few of our riders now, and the upright fence there comes down for Anastasia. The horse is really clearing these fences by some way. So a pity then, Anastasia Nielsen just caught out at fence 9 on that short line. She comes home with a score of 4 and is into 5th place with her time of 71.47. McLean Ward is your next rider out. Of course, one of the most highly ranked riders in the field. He's 9th in the world. Had a brilliant moment last night, just ahead of that World Cup class, where the US Olympic team were presented with some beautiful trophies, celebrating their achievements from the Paris Olympic Games, of course winning team silver. It was actually McLean's 2nd consecutive team silver medal for the USA. First Lady, though, is the ride this morning. An 11-year-old mare. McLean placed 3rd in the World Cup leg at Toronto and had a 10th place finish with First Lady in the Centennial Cup. Was also 2nd in the McKee International Challenge with this ride. He's actually had 3 second placings in a row with this horse. A couple in Washington and 1 in Toronto. But has had wins in Traverse City with First Lady, and is equally coming home with an excellent performance here this morning, making it look easy. He is clear and some way inside the time allowed as well. He's into 2nd place. 3 clears now on the board. We do come back in reverse order of placing as well for the 2nd round. So the better you can finish, the more opportunity you have to watch your competitors in action before tackling that jump off course. Well, Zazu Hoffman is a local rider from California. But she's been a really reliable competitor for the USA in the Nations Cup competitions. and brings forward Bloom du Plessis. Bloom du Plessis is by Orient Express. Most recent show was in Vancouver for the international competitions at the 3-star level. But her record has included podium finishes in some 2-star and 3-star Grand Prix. Best result of the year was second in a 3-star $120,000 Grand Prix at Traverse City in the summer. And she's bidding for another strong result here this morning. It is clear. 4 now clear. Zazu Hoffman, the latest. She's into 4th. Quite a steady round, but it is clear, and so she will definitely be through to the next round. Skylar Wyman is up next. Extremely talented young rider who contested both the North American Youth Championships and the World Cup final this year. She also competed in the World Cup class last night with her top ride Tornado, but Churalito Z is her selection for this Sir Davis winning round. She's 17th in the under-25 world list and had a good 9th place finish in the World Cup leg at Washington with Tornado very recently. This 13-year-old stallion came from Richard Kierkegaard of Argentina, but has been with Skylar for about 18 months. She's had 8 top 10 finishes with this horse. That was excellently ridden. She knew that that distance came up quite short, and she really used her body to get the balance back. Oh, what a pity. Round the corner. And now it's just getting a bit flat down the line to the double. That's such a pity. Pulls it back for the final fence then, and it's 12 in total for Skylar Wyman. Just down that tricky line from 10 to 11, catching her out. Well, Erin Ballard comes next with Elka de la Pomme. This new ride for her that was a ride for Ashley Bond. Erin's the leading female rider in the world, sitting at 22nd. Her and Tiffany Foster have been swapping around between being the top 2 ranked female riders for some time this year. Erin's had some successful results in Mexico recently, winning 4 classes in quite quick succession across San Miguel de Allende. And is clear here this morning as well. Goes into third, solidly through to the next round. Well, the second fence goes down for Camilo Rueda of Colombia with My Boy Blue. Camilo ranks just outside the top 500 on the world rankings. And with My Boy Blue, he's been competing primarily in California this year in terms of their international competitions. Did use this horse for the World Cup in Sacramento last year. They've had podium finishes in Thermal and in Del Mar. We'll come home with the 8 though this morning. And that's into 12th place. So no second round for Camilo Rueda. We are already into the stage of this competition where we know very quickly whether they are through or not. It's the top 8 or all clears that will go forward. Emmeline Adamic rides this Diamant de Semi bred horse Sidiam de Sainte Anne. She rides for America. And is now starting to make her mark in the 5-star competition world. She's contested 2 and 3 stars prior to this week. And a couple of years ago, clinched team bronze in the pre-junior category at the North American Youth Championships. Fence 4 has been pretty influential. It comes off that quite long turn from the upright at 3. They're then anticipating the rollback to fence 5 as well. Well, the score will be 16 in total for Emmeline Adamic, 4 down into 16th place. Alicia Gadban-Lewis is your next starter with Beneficial. This combination have had a really good week. They've had lots of solid rounds, and Beneficial just has such a lovely attitude, which is so clear in their rounds, just really jumping her heart out for Alicia. Unfortunately, there comes down with the 4. Quite lucky there at 7. And the 5 comes up short for her. Down to fence 9, and it's really a part of the course that's been catching a lot of riders out. Takes the last as well then, so the score is 16 for Alicia Gadban-Lewis today with Beneficial. Second ride then for the USA's Michelle Parker now. She contested a good few of the national level classes last week, and now is stepping up to these 5 stars with her 2 rides here for today. Viva Lunaica Blue is her ride, a 10-year-old mare owned by Cross Creek Farms. Kyle King has also competed this horse this year, but Michelle's had some podium finishes in San Juan Capistrano and at the Desert International Horse Park in Thermal with this ride. Distance came up really nicely for this mare, very nicely measured and balanced. She's 10 years old and by Vivant van der Heffink. Oh, that's such a shame. It actually jumps extremely well over the B element there to keep that up. Well, the score is 4 for Michelle Parker and Viva Lunaica Blue, and into 9th place. We go to Austria now to Peter Pechenig, and it's the Senator 111. This 16-year-old stallion is owned by Peter himself. Finished 10th in the C. Jarvis Insurance Welcome at Lexington in October. Also took this horse to La Baule and Rome in the 5-star classes, but comes home with the clear. It's a very good round and a good time as well. Peter Pechenig and It's the Senator 111 head into second place. That means he'd be the penultimate rider into the jump off at this stage. We have 6 clears now. Those clears being Savannah Jenkins, Cian O'Connor, McLean Ward, Zazu Hoffman, Erin Ballard, and now Peter Pechenig. Samuel Dahan is going to bid to be the latest of the clears and comes forward with WKD Toronto. Sammy's competed at 2 World Equestrian Games and 1 World Cup final. He's a multiple 5-star Grand Prix winner and had a 2nd place in the Clip My Horse Trophy 5-star class at Hickstead this summer. Also 3rd in a 5-star winning round class at Spruce Meadows. But with this horse, he's won a good few 5-star and top-level competitions. Owned by Joanne Sloan Allen and Samuel Dahan. What a very late falling pole that was. Just the lightest touch, and it stayed in the cups for quite a while before falling there. Really unlucky through the triple. And again, the distance comes up short for WKD Toronto into 9. And sadly takes the last as well, so it's 12 in total for the British rider. And we remain with the 6 clears. It's another second ride here, this time for Bruno Diniz das Neves with Carius. Well, Bruno not yet through to the 2nd round, but coming forward with this 9-year-old gelding, bidding for a spot there. Unfortunately, we have a pole down, so he'll need to pick up the pace if he's to aim to get through with a fast 4. Skips easily through the triple. Comes home with a score of 13. It's 12 jumping and 1 time penalty for Bruno Diniz das Neves and Carius today. Chandler Meadows is in now with Calciat EBZ. This former Alexis Sokolov and Connor Swale ride. Now owned by Chandler. This has been a really talented horse over the past couple of years with lots of solid results. Chandler's had success in Tryon in the summer with this ride, as well as at Traverse City and at Lexington as well. And that full stride there comes up really nicely for this combination. Still clear into the Sir Davis upright. Coming home pretty strongly here to the final fence. Just needs to watch the time a bit, but is just inside. Yeah, perfectly done for Chandler Meadows. Gets the clear and is into 7th place. We go back to Ireland now to Max Watchman with Lexington. Lexington, a 10-year-old gelding by Etulon. Lexington is owned by Susan Magnier. And Max, highly ranked young rider. He's 48th on the under-25 jumping ranking. Takes a bit of a stride out round the turn to the uprights. And do we have another clear here? We now have 8 clears. So our top 8 spots have been filled. However, we will take forward any additional clears to the 8 that we already have. Cassio Rivetti comes into view with Chagall de Toscan. Well, unfortunately, the first fence is down for Cassio Rivetti. Not his day today, and with 8 clears already, any fences down now puts you out of the running to go through to the next round. So, sadly, 2 down here. Cassio Rivetti will not come forward for the winning round jump off. Well, Cassio Rivetti, with a few down there, opts to retire, saving the horse for another day. At this stage, only a clear will do. No chance of getting through to the next round with a fence down. You have to be clear. if you are to go forward to the winning round for the lion's share of that $40,000 prize fund. And Callie Shott is up next. Callie with Ironics, is 10-year-old. Very bold at that first fence. She must be clear in order to go through. Ironics just really jumping extremely well this morning. Callie had a top 10 finish in a 2-star Grand Prix with this horse in September, and has jumped well at Thermal quite recently with this horse as well. Well, she's coming home with an extremely fast time and is clear. It's 67.93, a really good round, and that goes into the lead. And Callie Shott will be the last to go into that jump off at this stage. Really impressively done. Well, Vanessa Mannix is your next rider in for Canada, final Canadian competitor. She was 4th in the World Cup class last night. Really great round from her to jump clear. That being with Kingston. She was also 19th in the World Cup at Toronto. But comes forward now with Lehar. This, of course, her final for her horse for the World Cup final in Riyadh this year. Well, Vanessa, as I say, on a great run of form with her rides. Brilliant performance last night. She was also 4th in the Brickenden Trophy competition with Lehar. Just picking up time penalties there. She's used this horse on the Major League Show Jumping team competitions and really made her mark when she does ride this horse. And she is clear, so we now will have 9 coming back. Vanessa Mannix with Lehar is the latest. Five riders remain then, and James Chalk is the latest. James rides 1 edition, owned by our last competitor, Vanessa Mannix. One Edition's a 9-year-old mare by Otangelo, out of a mare by Canan. James had a good win earlier on in the week. He won the National Welcome Prix. Of course, we have the National Grand Prix to bring you later on today. That kicks off at 2 p.m. local time. James competed this horse at the beginning of the year, and then Nessa Mannix and Connor Swale have been taking this one on for a little while. Takes that final fence as well, and it's 8 in total for James Chalk. He's into 17th place. Sadly, no second round for him today. Carly Anthony comes next for the USA with Fayuri. Carly's in the top 200 in the world at 193rd. Placed 4th in the World Cup at Washington. There's a couple of good rides in. Heavenly W, that was her World Cup ride for Washington. And Jet Blue, another of her top rides as well. Fayuri, though, an 11-year-old gelding owned by Skyline Sport Horses. Unfortunately, this pole down means that Carly will not make it through to our winning round. Well, it will just be the 4 then for Carly Anthony. She's pretty quick and into 12th place, but no jump off for this combination. Well, Niall Nassar is your next starter. Ranks 33rd in the world and competes for Egypt. Well, Niall having various podium finishes with Ivory, such a talented mare. 3rd in the 3-star winning round at Saugerties recently. Won the 5-star winning round in Vancouver in May. But he's had some sensational results with this horse. He also had some great rides with Daniel Coyle as well. But Niall has certainly had a very impressive career. Just there gets a little bit underneath the Split Rock Oxer coming down that line. Most people having the Longines upright down in that particular line. Well, it will be 4 for Niall Nassar. A little bit uncharacteristic, but that goes into 16th place. 2 riders remain then. And Elisa Brose is the next. Elisa with Vivu Center PS, 9-year-old mare. Well, Elisa, as I say, with this 9-year-old, as you're one of the last 2 riders, we have 9 clears, so at this stage 9 coming back. What a pity. Elisa working on the 8 here. Won't be through to the next round. Only those 9 clears. Well, the score is 8. Elisa Brose goes into 23rd place, so no next round for her, and 9 are coming back for now. Well, Caitlin Campbell is another rider who had a fabulous round in the World Cup class yesterday. Jump clear through to the jump off, so top 8 finish for her. She actually jumped double clear, that being with Castlefield Cornelius. This, though, is Diaco Blue. Caitlin bidding for a clear. She'd be, oh, what a pity. Takes that 3rd fence down, so no second round for Caitlin today. Well, Caitlin, as I say, no jump off for her today. She's on the 12 here with this 14-year-old. And there's a fraction over the time as well. So it's 16 jumping and 1 for time for Caitlin Campbell to come home with 17. Well, in fact, 10 are going to come back into the second round. We have 10 clears, and they are Savannah Jenkins, Cian O'Connor, McLean Ward, Zazu Hoffman, Erin Ballard, Peter Pechenig, Chandler Meadows, Max Watchman, Callie Schott and Vanessa Mannix. This is the current standing, so they're going to come back in reverse order of placing. That means that Callie Schott will be last into the ring. We'll be taking a short break now before we then tackle the jump off. Shortened course, and it's all about speed for round 2. 10 coming back. We'll be back with that jump off very shortly.
riders qualified for the jump-off phase. They're going to come back from the time taken of their clear rides, with the slowest riders coming back and the fastest riders coming back last.
Well, welcome back to this $40,000 Sir Davis 5-star winning round competition. 10 riders are coming back out of the 32 that we had in our first round, and Chandler Meadows is in first. With Calciat EBZ. These 10 all jumped clear in round 1. And as ever, we have a shortened jump-off course here. They'll tackle fence 1 from round 1. The Lugano Oxer. Now over to what was 11A. It's now marked as 14 and going the other way. The first racing Oxer there. Straight down to the Sir Davis upright, which is now at 15. And now it's a rollback as tight as they dare to fence 5. Longer run now down this line to 6B and C. So we've taken out the first element of the triple combination. And then another rollback here, this time left-handed to fence 3, upright with the skyline design. And finally fence 4 rounds out this jump off. And Chandler Meadows comes home with a clear and the time of 39.41. We're going in reverse order of placing from round 1. But Chandler sticking to her plan, and great to see her get the double clear. 39.41 is the time to beat. Zazu Hoffman is up next. 9th place rider out of those clears. Goes the 6. Down to fence 15. And that's a good turn back. This is tighter. And she's really keeping the pace up down to what is now a double. For a gallop round this wider rollback. Just this one fence left to jump then. And it's clear for Zazu Hoffman. And in to the lead with 35.74 with Bloom Duplessis. Cian O'Connor ranked 17th in the world and was 3rd in the World Cup class last night. Belvedere is Cian's 8-year-old ride for this winning round. The time to beat is 35.74. Zazu Hoffman quite considerably faster, nearly 4 seconds faster than Chandler Meadows. This is a big striding horse, and Cian's really making the use of that to take the stride out around the rollback. Again, this could be a key part where he can really use this horse's natural length of stride. Down to the final fence. Oh, what a pity. Took a stride out to the last, but down came the fence. It's 4 and 36.71. So about a second slower as well than Zazu Hoffman, who still holds the lead. Two double clears. Cian O'Connor just with the 1 pole down. Vanessa Mannix will be next in with her World Cup final ride, Le Havre. She was 4th in the World Cup class yesterday, so these latest two competitors have had some strong results for the year so far, for the week so far, excuse me. And Vanessa with Lehar. As I say, really strong partnership here. That she's taken this horse to some of the top competitions around the world. And he absolutely has the natural ability and the scope for her to really let him run and jump. It was a bit of a holding 8 down to the double. And again, it's a really nice round. It's probably not going to quite be as fast as we need. 39.13, but double clear for Vanessa Mannix. She goes into 2nd place, quite some way off our leading time of 35.74. Erin Ballard comes next with her relatively new ride, the former Ashley Bond ride, Elka de la Pomme. Well, Elka de la Pomme, quite a naturally fast horse, as we saw her with Ashley Bond, and Erin very much on the inside line there, round to the first oxer, and unfortunately just clips that front rail. Good amount of pace, but doesn't come off for her on that turn. Good gallop though round to the other upright. And this is going to be an excellent time. Such a shame that she had that fence. 35.45, but one pole for Erin Ballard. Goes into 4th. Would have been enough to take the lead. Just that one pole for Erin. Over to Ireland once again then, and to Max Watchman. The time to beat is 35.74. That's the time of Zazu Hoffman, who leads the way. Max on that list of talented under 25 riders. He's really now driving for the speed around this turn. Now tries to steady as he gets closer on that rollback. 35.74 to beat. Oh, he didn't quite get there, but one pole drops for Max. 4 and 36.31 will put him into 5th place, and Zazu Hoffman still leads. 4 riders remain. Zazu Hoffman is guaranteed a top 5 placing now. And that is the leading time, but plenty of top riders to come who are going to try to take the lead. And McLean Ward with First Lady is certainly a rider you wouldn't look far past to take this title. McLean Ward then with First Lady, 9th ranked rider in the world, very much on the inside line at the Lugano Oxa to kick things off. And takes a stride out to the second fence. That's the tightest rollback we've seen. Really pushing First Lady forward over that longer distance. And gallops to the final fence. It's 35.74 to beat. And McLean Ward shows us how it's done. 34.78 is the time. And McLean Ward is your new leader. Or onwards now to Peter Petschenig with It's the Senator for Austria. Unfortunately, Peter on quite an early fence down. Won't be taking the lead here. Only a handful remain. Just 2 further riders. But McLean Ward laid down an incredible time. And that is looking like one that would be extremely hard to beat. Well, Peter Petschenig just picks up 4 and 39.86 is his time. Savannah Jenkins is the penultimate rider in then. She was the first clear of this Sir Davis winning round. And only 2 riders can topple McLean Ward off the podium, off the top spot. He will be guaranteed a podium finish with his leading time at the moment. But Savannah Jenkins with Brasil de Carnaval Santa Rosa is going to go for it here. Great ground cover down to the Sir Davis upright. Whips round the turn on the rollback. And down to the double as well. And Savannah Jenkins is going for it here. She's got her eye on the win. It's McLean Ward's time to beat 34.78. And Savannah Jenkins has absolutely pulled it out of the bag there. That was an absolutely outstanding ride. 33.35, and she is straight into the lead, more than a second faster than McLean Ward, who now goes into second. Used that ground cover, that natural speed, but she really rode that incredibly well. And is your new leader. The time to beat now is 33.35 as your final competitor is into view. It's Callie Schott with Ironics. Now this horse is also extremely talented and extremely naturally quick. It's Callie Schott then for the USA. Final rider to go with Ironics. A huge time to beat of 33.35, but Ironics may well just be able to catch that. Such a quick horse. But that's wider on the turn. And Callie's taking a bit of a hold here into the double combination. That's going to waste a bit of time. She needs to gallop now. And gallop she does to that upright, but it's 33.35 to beat. She's just not quite going to get there. It's a great time of 35.27 for Callie Schott, and the double clear for her. But that goes into third place. McLean Ward will finish second, and Savannah Jenkins is in first place. Fantastic performance for her, taking the win with that time of 33.35. McLean Ward as your second place rider, coming home in a time of 34.78, and Callie Schott with 35.27. Those three will be on the podium, an all-American lineup. Zazu Hoffman, Californian rider, takes fourth, and then Vanessa Mannix with Lehar is fifth, Erin Ballard in sixth. Well, the day's action does not stop there. That, of course, was the final international competition, the final five-star class of the week. But we do have the $50,000 First Racing National Grand Prix to bring you. It kicks off at 2 p.m. local time, so around about an hour and a half's time. And 43 competitors will come forward in that National Grand Prix. We've got the likes of Lily Keenan to come, Erin Ballard again, Abdul Rahman Al Raji, Laura Kraut, Ashley Bond, McLean Ward once again, Jessica Springsteen as well on the lineup for that later competition. At 2 p.m. local time. We look forward to bringing you all the action from that. But huge congratulations, of course, to Savannah Jenkins and Brasil de Carnival Santa Rosa, the winners of the $40,000 Sir Davis winning round.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back those top 8 finishers for the presentation of awards for the Sir Davis winning round, our final five-star class of the week here at Santa Anita. And what a week it was. Coming back for the first time with show jumping in 4 decades. Brought to you by First, the Round of Diamond Split Rock Jumping Tour. Top 8 finishers joining us here for the $40,000 Sir Davis winning round. What a class it was. Riders, of course, had to go fast and had to go clear in that first phase just to take the winning round. They came back, the order, the speed of that first phase, and what a jump off it was. With a winning time of 33.35. Let's start with your number 8 riders. We introduce you to Sir Davis representatives Nikki Walker and Ashlyn Moore. Joining us here with Derek Braun. And Max Walkman from Ireland and Lord Lexington will be our 8th place award winner. Congratulations, Max. Elka de la Palme and Erin Ballard from Canada will wrap up 7th place on a great week of show jumping for her.
A 6th place finish for Chandler Meadows and Kelsey DBZ. Another top placing here for the Canadian Vanessa Mannix aboard Lahar. Your 4th place award winner, Zazu Hoffman and Bloom de Plessis. Brings us to our top 3. 3rd award here to our Onyx and Callie Schott, wrapping up a wonderful week for herself. Your reserve champion, McLean Ward, and First Lady riding for Robin Cleary Parsky. We'll move to the picture here with the flowers on our champion, edging out McLean by about a second and a half, 33.35. Very, very fast. And Savannah, if you'd like to toss those flowers in the air. We'll definitely get a picture first. No need to do the victory ride with those on, but of course, Savannah Jenkins from the USA with Brazil de Carnaval, Santa Rosa taking the victory in our $40,000 Sir Davis winning round. Oh, yeah. We'll get a picture here with the flowers, of course, and thanking Sir Davis for sponsoring our final 5-star class of the week. We'll go ahead and have those top 3 riders dismount and join us on the podium for the official award presentation. Thanking Nikki Walker and Ashlyn Moore for joining us representing Sir Davis. And the flowers here as well. Brazil not quite sure what to think about those flowers. That's why we have handlers out there in the ring. As we'll move to the podium for the top 3. Stepping to the podium, let's welcome your 3rd place finisher, Callie Schott, reserve champion McLean Ward, and your winner, Savannah Jenkins from USA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please rise and remove your caps as we'll honor today's winner with the playing one more time of the American National Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, pick up a bottle of that Sir Davis whiskey when you can. It's a great whiskey here, as we'd like to thank all of our riders for joining us, and they'll step down, coming to the ring, remount for the victory ride. We saw that. Ladies and gentlemen, as our handlers step out of the way, we've got one more request from our champion. If they'd lead us off in the victory ride, it's Savannah Jenkins in Brazil de Carnaval Santa Rosa, winning here in Santa Anita. With a little assist from McLean here, finishing up second on First Lady. Callie Schott and Ironics in third. Zazu Hoffman and Bloom de Plessis in fourth. Vanessa Mannix and Lahar fifth. Chandler Meadows and Calseed in sixth. It's Aaron Ballard rounding out seventh with Elka de la Palme and Max Walkman. Lexington taking home eighth. But coming down the VIP, your winner once again, Savannah Jenkins in Brazil de Carnaval Santa Rosa. Savannah, if you would, let's go around one more time with the win in the Sir Davis winning round. Congratulations, Savannah, McLean, and Callie, your podium finishers here. A great class to wrap up a wonderful week of five-star competition. Thanking Sir Davis, Nikki Walker, and Ashlyn Moore for joining us for the award presentation. We've got one class remaining at the Santa Anita Horse Show here. It's the $50,000 first Meter 45 National Grand Prix with a 2 o'clock start time. We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we've got one special award to give out here as we'd like to welcome Dan Reed to the show arena. A $500 groom's a check going out here on behalf of Allura Sport Horses. Dan Reed gives that out to our groom, Waldo Cruz. Waldo's going to be the winner of our award here. That's a groom for Callie Schott. And congratulations, Waldo, on winning the Groom's Award sponsored by Allura Sport Horses on the podium here. Holding up that big check, of course, Callie coming in to congratulate them. Get a picture here as well. Of course, Callie's had a wonderful week. Couldn't do it without Waldo, her groom here. On behalf of Allura Sport Horses, Dan Reed presenting. Congratulations one last time to Waldo Cruz, your winner of our Groom's Award this week. We're going to go to work on the course here once again. A 2 o'clock start time for our next competition, the $50,000 National Grand Prix, coming up next.